Okay. I've been waiting 40 years, actually 44 years, to tell my story. I'm going to start with the 40 years I've waited. August the 1st, 2009. I got in touch with, I made a DVD and got in touch with Barack Obama, and I put this situation and all this information I'm about to tell you on the DVD when I sent it to him. And I was telling him about the injustice and that I wanted to try to get closure on this situation. He received the DVD December 22nd of 2009. He received it at the White House. They signed for it. And in January the 28th of 2010, at his first State of the Union address, because of the DVD I sent to him about this here case that I'm about to explain to you, and in which I'm going to put out in the court of public opinion, because my court, in federal district court, was interfered with. And I explained that to him. And I told him that the NAACP violated their charter. That was one of the things, the many that I discussed it. So he announced at his first State of the Union address that he was going to sign into law a Civil Rights Commission out of the White House. This was at the same State of the Union address about the super PACs, to where it was announced, and he announced that the damage that these super PACs were going to do to our voting, and how the billionaires and the millionaires in that State of the Union address. People don't realize how important it was for him. I didn't even realize how important it was after 40 years. I didn't expect. That's the last thing I expected, but it's the best thing because, like I said, our civil rights law was hijacked. The people that were running to enforce the Civil Rights Act of '64, the NAACP had charter and the EEOC. Those were the only two organizations that could actually give you the right to sue a federal district court for discrimination. He got that. He took the charter away from them because they violated and weren't actually enforcing the law. And he established it in the White House, gave it protection that it needed. We didn't have, we had it alone. Name alone, we had the Civil Rights Act. Then I had to wait. That was in January 28th of 2010. Then I had to wait 4 more years because of the fact that I wanted him to see what I put in that DVD, and I want him to see it come true. All the things that I said that they did to me, they basically were going to do to him, even as president. And right up to this day, it all came true. And he realizes it now. But anyways, in September, I sent him another DVD. It's September 6th, he received it at the White House. September 9th, 3 days later, the gentleman that was the CEO and president of the NAACP stepped down. Then he resigned, gave his resignation, and didn't give no information, details about why he was resigning. Basically the same thing Barack Obama did when he signed that Civil Rights Commission into law. He never gave details about who was involved, how he got the charter to actually sign into law. He didn't give no details about it. No questions were asked about it. Well, the question should have been asked, because if he wouldn't have got my DVD, he couldn't have done it any other way except going through the Congress. They approved it, then going through the Senate. He approved it, then he would have signed it into law. But he didn't go that process. He went the process of using the violation of the NAACP to take their charter away from it. I don't want to spend too much time on that. And also, there was a situation that 10 years ago, because of this here case here, I actually, 15 years ago when I was working at the Boys Ranch, it kind of was a clue, but I found out 10 years ago, almost to the day, that I was listed when my agent, when the hospital facility I worked for, did a background check on me. The fingerprints came back that I was a felon. It didn't say what kind of felon, it didn't say anything. It just said that I was a felon. And I was from the FBI. I got that, I was blown away. Checked with the FBI, asked them if they had a docket number, asked them where it came from. They didn't know nothing other than it just said that, and they passed it on that I was a felon. That was done by these here people back that was causing all the problems when we went through this battle. I've waited this long to do this because no matter how many times I've tried, and no matter how many times I wanted to do certain things, my inner voice would tell me, don't do it. I followed my inner voice all the way through this. You would call it your vibes. I followed my vibes. But now I'm going to give you the substance, and we'll make it short and sweet. So please, it took me 5 hours to actually explain this here whole case to 2 chaplains when I was trying to do the first DVD. Then I got it down to 2 hours and then an hour and a half. Then I got it down to 45 minutes. I'm going to try to get it down to half an hour. So bear with me and understand this is why my case was filed and has the state of Pennsylvania testifying against my employer in my behalf. And this is why. I got hired in Williamsburg, Pennsylvania at a wire rope mill, Bethlehem Steel wire rope mill, August the 1st, 1969. I pulled up in front of the steel mill. This is why, one of the reasons. Even before I get to that, let me explain to you why I got hired. I got hired at this steel mill under consent decree to where Bethlehem Steel was found guilty of discriminating against minorities, and they had to integrate their plans. One of the plans that they had to integrate was in my hometown, Williamsburg, Pennsylvania. I was in one of the first groups that got hired at Bethlehem at this wire rope mill. The VIPs were out front to welcome us all in. When I pulled up in the brand new Gran Torino, interracial marriage, my wife got out the passenger side, I got the driver's side. She gave me a kiss. They seen this, and it was just disgraceful. The looks, the gestures that I got from these here people, I knew when I was walking across the lawn, and my inner voice was telling me, whoa, there's something up with this. It was no more than, I would say, 2 months later, I had to file a complaint with the NAACP because of the amount of warning slips that I received in that short period of time. The caseworker came to my hometown, interviewed me, then went to Bethlehem Steel, didn't come back, sent me a letter the next day saying my case didn't have no merit. I called them and asked them if they received the documentation that I sent them because I got more warning slips. They said yes. I said, what about that? And they said, well, your case is closed because you received our letter before we received your documentation. Now, if you want your those warning slips to go be handled, then you have to file another complaint. I filed another complaint. This complaint lasted for 3 years and 7 months while I was at Bethlehem Steel. All this here time, I was never terminated. One day they came up to me after 3 years and 7 months and told me I was wanted in the office. I went to the office. They said they didn't me no more. And wanted me to leave. And I said, why? And they said, because you're fired. I said, what's the reason? They said, we don't need no reason. I went up and signed up for unemployment. They called me back to work. I had my first hearing. The referee gave, it was an hour long. He gave a speech about they were getting half an hour. I was getting half an hour for this hearing. The hearing, bathroom still got 53 minutes. I got 7 minutes. I knew that they brought in the referee. All the while through the hearing, I objected, and he threatened to throw me outside. So that was on Thursday, Friday.